In some ways, Super Mario Maker 2 is an unreviewable game. I say at the beginning of a review of the game, of course. I say that because so much of the value you'll get from this game depends on what you're willing to put in. No matter how robust the toolset is, it takes effort to learn it, time to iterate on your ideas, and creativity to build levels in the first place. This game will produce some of the very best Mario Maker levels ever made, and some of the very worst. Play through Endless Mode on any difficulty, and you'll be subjected to nightmarish trolls, half-baked levels, and challenges so hard you'll want to snap your Switch in half. Some of that is part of the charm of the experience. Some of it is infuriating. Games like this live and die by the community that forms around them. A community that becomes dedicated to testing every limit and boundary, combining every item and enemy to produce countless new creative ideas. That community existed for the original Super Mario Maker. 4 years and a console generation later, Super Mario Maker was still churning out great levels and content. After a week with the game, making unquestionable Mario classics of my own, and seeing what other people have crafted, I have very little doubt that Super Mario Maker 2 will keep you busy for a very long time. Play through the game's Endless Mode, where it delivers a never-ending series of Mario levels until you run out of lives, on its hardest, super expert difficulty, and you'll want to tear your hair out. Levels can be cheap, mean, drop Koopa Troopas on you from above, unnecessarily difficult, or simply poorly made. Playing Mario Maker for any length of time pretty much guarantees you'll play utter garbage. But something else constantly happens. You see something that not only has never been done in a Mario level before, but that Nintendo simply wouldn't have done. The sheer creativity on display across the already countless levels made is captivating. Every time you see a new idea, a brilliantly implemented theme, or a creative use of an enemy, you'll just sit there and appreciate how clever it is. Before it inevitably kills you, of course. And this will happen over and over again. You'll have to use the Super Ball from Super Mario Land to hit targets and grab keys, all while guiding its path in, I must say, a much better version of a level I made. You'll battle enemies through a Castlevania-inspired level, pitch perfect in both tone and design. You'll climb to the top of a crumbling desert temple before stomping your way through the top of it in a daring escape. You'll be trolled by a clear condition to get simply one measly coin as the level desperately withholds it from you. You'll dodge munchers and ride snake blocks through an ice cavern as icicles try to wipe you out. You'll jump to the beat of Gourmet Race from the Kirby games, turning switches on and off as you do. You'll use the nighttime winds to carry your jumps to safety in an underground wind tunnel. You'll be tasked with not touching the ground as you ride treetops, sadly, which don't have something in them, but I'll let it slide, and grab red coins. You'll wall jump on a trio of thwomps, dodging obstacles and avoiding being crushed. Over and over and over again, you'll come across something brilliant and creative and new. And we're only just done with week 1. As people probe and play with the toolset, they're likely to build even more inventive monstrosities. I have little doubt that in 3 years, there'll still be news stories of the strange, wonderful levels people will make with this game. As often as the user-created levels will test your patience, they'll reinvent what you thought a Mario level could be. If you're like, I prefer my Mario levels made by Nintendo, thank you very much, then you're still in luck. There are over 100 Nintendo-made courses in the game's story mode. Story is probably a tad generous. Peach's castle is destroyed and you must beat levels and collect coins in order to rebuild it. It's mostly a framework for you to play a bunch of levels, but there is a modest 3D overworld to explore with unique characters. Those levels, though, are among some of the most creative Nintendo has ever made for a 2D Mario game. While the original Super Mario Maker also came with a bunch of pre-made Nintendo levels, it seemed like they were mostly designed to teach you the very basics of what you can do with the level creator. In some ways, the same is true here. The story mode is designed to give you ideas for your own levels and to nudge you in the direction of good level design. Please pay attention to those nudges in the direction of good level design. But it feels like Nintendo's course designers took inspiration from what users did with the first game, cast the shackles off and got as creative as they could. The collection of levels featured could easily have been packaged with an overworld map and sold as a standalone game, and it would likely have been better than the new Super Mario Bros. Games. Level discovery is a little easier than the first game. All levels can be assigned tags, so you can now sort by difficulty, theme, game style, region, or tag. Now you can search for the best Super Mario 3D World normal difficulty snow music levels from the Americas, if you so choose. It makes things a lot more flexible, even if simply searching by keyword would be nice. Of course, all the hot levels and most popular levels tabs are still there for your perusal. Perusing? Regardless. One of the big additions to the online offering is online multiplayer, both cooperative and competitive. If you get some games where other players aren't lagging, it can be great, chaotic fun, even if you land on levels that are absolutely unsuited for multiplayer. However, lag can make some games basically unplayable. Hopefully that will be an easier problem to solve for when you can play online with friends after a future patch. Of course, everything I've talked about so far is only half the game. Boot up Super Mario Maker 2 and the title screen will offer you two choices: make or play. We've talked extensively about playing other people's levels. What about making your own? Never has the Wii U been more missed than with Super Mario Maker 2. A big question going into this game was how Nintendo would adapt the pretty flawless second screen controls from the first game for this single screen version. The answer is mostly pretty well. The button controls work surprisingly well in TV mode. You'll fumble around for the first hour or so, but they're intuitive and fluid once you learn them. Handheld is a little disappointing, because despite the nice addition of a touchscreen, the smooth additional button controls from the Wii U have been changed and it feels a little clumsier. For the most part, it's different more than it's worse though. Making levels is still tremendously easy and the toolset is as approachable as ever. But nothing can beat that original Wii U setup. The most notable addition is of course the Super Mario 3D World game style. This mode operates entirely independently from the other four styles. When you switch to it, it wipes the level and you must start again. This is because 3D World is vastly different from the other four, both mechanically and in terms of the items and enemies at your disposal. Mario can roll, long jump and backflip, while the catsuit changes everything about how you approach levels. From the music, to the lovely art, to the variety of options available, 3D World is a thoroughly welcome addition. But the biggest addition for me is the different themes added. You can now add snow, desert, sky, and forest themes, all with their own music, which means we have brand new Super Mario Bros., Mario 3, and Super Mario World music from Koji Kondo in 2019, which rules. All of those themes also have a night mode that changes the mechanics in neat ways. Between the variety of game styles, themes, and night modes, there are a ton of different options for levels, so they feel less samey than they may have in the original game. New items like the claws and the on-off switches are great. The twisters kinda suck. Still though, jumping into the level creator and just messing around is as fun as ever. Trying something, playing it, and then iterating and improving on it is the most enjoyable part of the entire experience. Even if you don't feel too creative, I highly recommend just messing around with the level editor. I guarantee you'll have fun even if you never publish a single level. There is as much depth in Super Mario Maker 2 as you want. You'll get out what you're willing to put in. You'll find some of the most amazing Mario levels you've ever played if you're willing to suffer some of the rubbish to get there. You'll be able to create Mario levels on par with, or even better than Nintendo's own, if you're willing to learn the level creator and test its limits. They say a workman is only as good as his tools. This toolset is robust and very easy to use. They also say only a poor workman blames his tools, but let's ignore that. Like its predecessor, it will be up to the community that rises and persists with Mario Maker 2 to keep it a vibrant level creating platform for years to come. Based on the first week of the game's release, Mario Maker 2 will likely provide you with a never-ending supply of Mario levels. You really can't ask for much more than that. Super Mario Maker 2 gets 9 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you have bought and are currently playing Super Mario Maker 2, and probably more importantly, making levels in Super Mario Maker 2, drop your level codes in the comments. I want to play more Mario Maker levels, because Mario levels are fun. You can follow me on Twitter at GarrettKidney, GARRETTKIDNEY. On your left, the top 5 2D platformers currently available on Nintendo Switch. On your right, how much do Mario enemies weigh? The important hard-hitting journalistic questions. Thanks for watching.